Welcome to Africa Youth for Change. Welcome to another episode. Today I am at Jambanjeli. I came here because you know what we always do. We working with youth, so make sure that we bring changes. That's the whole idea of this program. So today I am at Falinkuta school, and I'm here with the CEO to interview him about some of the things they're doing in this school. So stay with us. You know, you will hear a lot of interesting things today. So can you please introduce yourself to my viewers?
Thank you very much, my brother. Hi viewers, I am one Alaji Lamin Kamara, that's my Arabite name. But many people call me Uncle Spider in the community. I am a rural development practitioner. I study rural development. And then when I finished my studies, I decided to create my own community. And the name of my community means Falinkuta. The name of my community is Falinkuta. Falinkuta means new change, okay, or new beginning, okay, like youth for change, okay, okay. We know that Africa needs to change the way we are. The paradigms that we have here need to be changed. And we cannot change that by talking. We can only change that by setting an example.
By doing.
By doing.
Yeah.
So I set up a community when this is in 2004. I decided to isolate myself from the main community of Jambanjeli and come to this isolation and create my Falinkuta village. Okay, in this Falinkuta village, I have something called Imagine Community. Imagine when you have a community, how would you like the community to be like? Because the purpose of us on earth here is to make the place we find better than we find it. Okay? Anywhere you go to, you have to make it a better place. So I set up here, it was a bush, no road, nothing.
Oh.
But now, here we are, people are talking about my ideas, my project. Okay, setting up a community is not enough. A community needs education. If you look at Gambia in communities, all the educations or schools are set up by either the government or missionaries from Europe. And the kind of education that we have within the system, it is designed by others. So which means the education is not afrocentric, it's not African-centered. So, you know, that leads to many complications as we grow up. I think we will reach there. But anyway, in short, I am Uncle Spider, and then I am the Alikalo of Falinkuta Village, and then the CEO of Falinkuta Village Academy.
So how big is Falinkuta village, and where does the name Falinkuta come from?
Okay, I inherited a big portion of land from my father. My father is a landlord. Okay, since 2004, my father passed away in 1996. So in 2004, when I finished my course, I decided to come and start to establish a small community. My community is, I have about 400 meters square of land. Okay, and then first, you know, I invited my families to come and stay with me. Okay, and then as community started growing, I see that there is a need for a school. Okay, and then I cannot start a primary school because I'm a young person and I'm having children on the 5. So I decided to start my initiative as far as the schooling is concerned with ECD, that is Early Childhood Development Program. Yes. So I started it with about 50 children in the program, and then, like I said, apart from my community, because my community is set up in a very strategic location, you have Jambanjeli on the other side, you have Nema Flokunda on the other side, and then you have Mahmuda and Kankuntane. Kankuntane is Manjago community, so which means it becomes a strategic point for young people to easily come to the school. And then if you look at where we are and the existing nursery school or early childhood development center, it is about 1.5 kilometers away. So anyway, like I said, that's how it started. And then we started not as a Falimkuta village nurse academy. We started as under the cashew nursery school.
Oh, the cashew nursery. So I'm seeing you have a lot of cashews.
Yes, so something like that. So that's how it started. Anyway.
So are you a trained educator?
I am a rural development practitioner. So that makes me a trained educator. I'm not a trained ECD or early childhood development teacher, or I'm not a trained curriculum teacher. Okay.
Yes, and organized form of education.
Exactly. I believe, I don't believe in the banking form of education. I believe in EOTO, each one teach one.
Yeah.
Where, we learn from our communities, okay? And then the kind of education, rural development education is based on learning from your community, learning what is possible, and then what is manageable in your community, and try to do that. So I am more on I trained, I do TOT, training of trainers, on baby food formula. Like most of the time you will find parents trying to buy food formulas for their babies from supermarkets and stuff. When in reality we have all the cereals that we need to make baby food. So I've undergone training with community development, where we also go out to the communities and train them on how to avoid buying instant baby formulas from outside, because you don't know what is made out of, and then you don't know the ingredients that are put in, and then maybe there are stuff that are in that can control the mind of the young people as they grow up. So, but it's wiser. We use our own cereal, our own crops. We have corn, we have maize, we have millet, we have chili. We have all these things here that can be used as a baby food. So we do that. We also train teachers also on how to use afrocentric approach.
I think I should have come here for some training, because I've been a teacher for years. And I think I have gone through the formal way of the Western people of how to teach. Yeah, that's a very good thing. So, why do you believe in early childhood education?
I have seen so much trauma as we grow up. I believe in the psychology of a child. In Africa, we don't dissect. We don't, we don't say, we are not segregated in the way we treat our child and our people. In Africa, if a child have a problem, we look at his parents, okay? Because the child is a product of his parents, but also a product of his environment. So the whole thing that we were doing, I was doing a holistic approach. The holistic approach in the sense that, the kind of education that we are having in the nursery school, it is foreign fetched. If you look at the nursery rhymes, the techniques and the methodologies that the teachers are using.
For apple, B.
So all these things, we don't have that here. So I said, okay, before, maybe some time ago, we don't have early childhood development center, we don't have nursery school. And then you find people who don't go to nursery school are well-mannered, they have more respect, and they perform well in school than those who go to school. Okay? We come to realize that those who go to nursery school started, bad manners become a kind of a thing, whereby people started dropping their trousers. According to my research, that started from a long time. Because as an African, our childhood is at home, which means your ECD, your early childhood development starts at home. You have your mom because we live in an extended family, so you first learn about yourself and your community and your people. Okay, but the nursery schools that we have are built outside the communities. So what happens is like the children are detached from their communities, so which means they go and learn about foreign things and know less about their communities. They will not tell you the names of the animals, small animals in the community. They will not even tell you how to count in their own language. If you can see a child counting 1, 2, 3 up to 100, but if you can't tell him count in Mandinka or in Wolof or in Fula, they cannot. So that psychology is twisted. That's not normal. And then if you grow in that environment, you become somebody who is like educated by the wolf. When the sheep is educated by the wolf, the sheep have a problem. So that kind of situation. So the kind of education that we have is not preparing ourselves for our communities. This started from childhood. The education is not preparing ourselves to be in our countries and help develop our countries. After a kind of education like that, we would like to go out and venture what we experience, because the apples are not grown in the Gambia. The snows, okay, are not in the Gambia. So you will go and find out where you can see that. So that affects the psychology of so many people as we grow up. So I see that to intervene that, I have to start it at grassroots, okay? Grassroots education, and then bring early childhood development,
I wish I have something like this when I was young, so I can join a school like this.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
So, how many children do you have in the school, or how many children do you train so far?
I cannot count. My daughter is now, since 2004.
Oh my God,
since 2004, every year is from 80 to 90 children, undergo my program. Okay. It was not a school like this before, because I have disturbance from the government side that you need to build a structure and stuff. I prefer teaching outside, like under the trees. I put my classroom environment under the cashew tree because I don't like the four walls of the classroom.
Yeah.
I don't want to prison my children, I don't want to limit them. So I like open class. That's why we have this bantaba here. Okay, and then the idea is, the school environment should be like a home environment, okay? So that the child, even the teacher, we don't have teacher-student relationship. We have family relationships where we have Auntie Binta as a teacher, Uncle Buba as a teacher. So the children don't see somebody as a teacher. Because in our African setup, we don't have teachers. We don't have teachers. We have parents. As a child from age 3 to 5, you don't need a teacher. You need a parent. You need your mom and your dad as your first teacher. So whoever is representing them should be like an uncle or a brother. Okay? So we try to put that kind of environment in place. Okay? So the children are more in tune with their family, and the family structure is still in place, than if they are segregated or separated from the family and then went and deal with a teacher who is a foreigner and who cannot speak their language and stuff. And then the education system that we do also, the child's language is the first basic medium you can use, okay? Because the child can speak his own language, and then he knows the names of certain tools or certain materials or certain animals in his own language. So you use that, and then the English and other language become a secondary language. But the primary source of language should be the child's language, the child's mother tongue.
Oh my God, that's just wonderful. I love that.
You see, something like that,
So how do you fund your school? How do you fund your school?
Okay, funding, I as a rural development practitioner, I have skills in making soap, okay? Soap making, I use organic materials and make soap. I think that's the basis for my funding. I started it like that. So I make soap, okay, I sell it, but I sell it as a support to my initiatives, because I don't like the idea of us depending on outside. And then if outside is funding your education program, they will decide what sort of education you should have. Okay?
That's what is happening to us right now in all our education system. Everything is being sponsored by the West. They tell you when to teach, where to teach, and what to teach,
and how to teach.
So
okay, I want to be free because I want to be free in the way I handle the school, and then I use home approach. Okay, because if you go to homes, you'll find parents have skills. Okay, that's why apart from the nursery school, we are also developing the children will come to a place where we will have we have a skill development area. That's the other side of it. So we have a woodworking. It's like a carpentry workshop, like the soap, even the soap making workshop. Okay, we still do that with parents, you know, and other skills that are necessary in the community, you know, like weaving, like basket making and all these things, you know, because the community have a skills. Okay, but as the
it's not brought out.
No, the introduction of the school interrupted the skills in the communities.
Of course.
Okay, because instead of me staying at home and learning how to weave a basket, I'm going to go to school. And in the school, the teachers cannot do this. Okay, and instead of staying at home and learn how to make clothes, okay, like in Africa we used to do, I have to go to school. So schooling become a priority for families.
For anything.
So, and then even the farming, that's why we cannot farm anymore. Because if you don't go to school, you know, they'll tell you that if you refuse to go to school, you will go to farm. So which means farming become a punishment for not going to school. When in reality, farming should be the main source of education. Okay? Because right now, the way the world is going, we will end up feeding ourselves. Gambia is dependent on outside. That's why in my school here, I don't celebrate independence, because we are dependent on other people. You cannot celebrate independence when you are not independent. Okay? So, you know, that's contradiction.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it is important that we understand what it needs to build Africa, so that we can concentrate, the educators and parents could look into that and start using that direction to prepare the children for the future of this African continent. If not, like we are doomed.
Oh my goodness.
You see?
So this was just a wonderful interview from my brother here, Spider. You know, he's an inspiration to many people, to many youths in Africa, to many youths in the Gambia. You know, I just learn a lot of things, you know, today, which I did not know before. And I'm so much happy to come to this school today, because this is, as I just said, this is one of the things we're trying to do, is to make sure to get brothers like him. So as he just discussed about here, something which is very important, each one teach one. So if we start to do that, you know, we're gonna liberate Africa. So do not forget to subscribe and share to other people, to your friends, to your family. Thank you all.